chosen one, stop everything you are doing right now. Do not dare scroll past this message. I need your complete attention. Heaven intercepted your feed today. You did not find this encounter by mistake. And before you return to the noise of the world, you must realize that a divine warning has been dispatched directly to your screen right now. Go to your room, close the door behind you, go to a quiet space, and you must silence the environment for the next 7 minutes, because this prophetic word is absolutely critical for your life. The enemy works overtime. He wants you distracted. He hopes you swipe away before the message lands. But you must stay locked here until the very last second. God sent me as a conduit to deliver a heavy revelation about your family. Everything about your home is about to change. You have been carrying a deep sorrow inside your house. You feel like an outsider among the people who are supposed to know you best. And while you keep praying for peace behind closed doors, the atmosphere in your living room continues to feel heavy and exhausting. You are a watchman, you are a shaman, standing sentinel over something sacred. You carry the heavy mantle of a cycle breaker for your generation. But lately, you feel completely drained in your own space. And you wake up automatically between 3 and 4 in the morning because a sudden heavy tightness is gripping your chest. You wonder why your soul feels so wounded. Let me reframe your reality right now. You are not losing your mind. You are an emotional sponge absorbing every low frequency around you. And your spirit is simply working overtime in the unseen realm to shield the very people who constantly misunderstand your calling. You try to please everyone around the table, but this unspoken burden has left your body totally exhausted. You have experienced a profound crisis of kindness inside your house. They label you as overly sensitive. They call you distant. And the people you have sacrificed everything for have turned around and pierced your gentle heart with sharp human judgment. You suffer alone. Nobody notices your tears. But every morning when you wake up, that familiar heaviness is sitting on your chest before you can even open your eyes. Your sleep has become a battlefield. You suffer from a strange rhythm of restlessness that no physical medicine can cure. You watch the clock strike 3 in the morning while everyone else is sleeping peacefully. Your dreams are intense and full of warnings, and you carry a constant yearning for a true place of belonging because you cannot seem to find peace on this earth. You try to explain your visions to your relatives. They stare at you with blank expressions. They treat your spiritual discernment as a defect. You walk into a room and instantly read the unspoken tension in the air. And this hyper-awareness makes you feel suffocated because you are surrounded by low frequencies all day. You find yourself wanting to retreat into absolute silence just to survive. You have been the universal problem solver for your household for years. You absorb their financial panic and their emotional drama. You extend radical grace when they deserve your anger. But when you are bleeding in the dark, nobody checks on your soul. And heaven sees this painful imbalance because your obedience in this wilderness has been recorded in the books of glory. I want to speak with absolute transparency before another minute passes. I am naming the solution early because I refuse to hide a divine key behind a wall of artificial mystery just to sell a product at the end. Some of you are already feeling a powerful pull in your soul. You know that you need an immediate intervention. You need to restore your inner architecture right now. You cannot fix a spiritual blueprint with mundane human efforts. Your system is trapped in a state of high stress. But a specific restoration protocol exists for exactly this kind of intense warfare. It is a digital audio track called the Genius Song. And this tool was developed to help chosen ones bypass the earthly noise so they can reclaim their original power. This technology uses advanced brain entrainment. It requires exactly 7 minutes of your day. It works by sending unique sound waves to stimulate your dormant gamma frequency. And scientists at Massachusetts Institute of Technology have measured how this super brainwave instantly activates your deep intuition while clearing your mind. It turns your silent exhaustion into a lethal weapon against darkness. You do not need to rush into anything today. I invite you to stay for the full message to understand your spiritual battle. But if your spirit already recognizes this key, the verified door is available right now. Look in the description and the first pinned comment below, and you can access this protocol whenever you feel the divine confirmation, because the threshold is always open for the remnant. For those who are staying with me, let us descend deeper into the revelation. Your family dynamics are not failing by a mere twist of fate. The warfare inside your home is a calculated attack from the enemy. He knows that your presence is designed to permanently shift the atmosphere of your lineage, and he wants to isolate your soul completely because he fears the moment you realize who you truly are. You feel confused. Your family treats you like a stranger. The constant pressure inside your house is completely real. And let me change your entire perspective right now, because you have been reading the spiritual signs backwards for a very long time. You believe you are facing a bitter punishment. You think you are cursed. Heaven calls it a holy insulation from the lower frequencies of this planet. You are being hidden away. The division in your home is not an accident of nature. It is a divine extraction. God is intentionally clearing the room. He is removing the counterfeit connections from your path, and he is shaking the foundation of your household because the old structures cannot travel with you into the magnificent dimension of your ultimate calling. You must let them go. Think about the ancient blueprint of Joseph. His own brothers hated his bright vision. They threw him into a dark pit. They sold his destiny for a handful of cheap silver, and his family completely wiped his name from their memory while he was suffering alone in a foreign prison cell. But that betrayal was the exact chariot that carried him to the throne. Joseph had to be separated from his family home. He had to endure the lonely wilderness. The rejection was agonizing, but it was not a tragedy. It was a mandatory spiritual filter, and the Lord isolated him from his lineage, because Joseph was anointed to become the ultimate provider who would save his entire generation from famine. You are walking in his footsteps. The modern world does not want you to understand this ancient rhythm. The system thrives when your spirit is weak. Large corporations make massive profits when your mind stays dull and depressed. They flood your home with endless digital distractions, and they deliberately create an environment of loud noise because an awake chosen one with absolute clarity threatens their total control. They want you asleep. This is why certain scientific breakthroughs are hidden from the public eye. Dr. Robert Lake spent 34 years mapping the complete architecture of restoration. His extensive body of work covers far more than a single message can reveal. He discovered that chosen ones require a highly structured sequence of protocols to fully recover their original power because their brains have been suppressed for decades. Today opens the first door. You must understand the mathematical precision of your trial. The enemy did not attack your finances first. He did not target your health. He went straight for your sacred relationships inside the household. And he unleashed a spirit of heavy discord among your closest kin, because he wants you to feel entirely ungrounded before you can even launch your divine mission. He wants to break your focus. Your family cannot validate your destiny. They did not receive the vision. They do not carry the mantle. You are waiting for their human approval, but that approval will never come. And the Lord is intentionally keeping their eyes closed to your true value while you are being refined in this crucible, because their premature praise would only corrupt your spiritual humility. You must accept the quiet path. You were chosen to be a generational cycle breaker. This means you carry the heavy axe. You must chop down the old roots of manipulation and lack. The family line has been bound by dark patterns for hundreds of years. And heaven selected your specific soul to endure the heat of this battle because you possess the rare spiritual stamina required to shatter the chains forever. You are the ultimate answer to their ancient prayers. Think about the prophet Elijah when he was hiding in the lonely cave. He was totally exhausted. He felt entirely abandoned by his people. The world was crashing down around his shoulders, and he stood on the mountaintop, waiting for a spectacular sign, while a fierce wind and a violent earthquake shattered the heavy rocks before his eyes. But the voice of God was not in the chaos. The Lord spoke in a gentle whisper. Your midnight wake-up calls are part of this gentle whisper. The atmosphere of your house is being recalibrated. You wake up at 3 in the morning. Your heart is pounding fast. The room feels incredibly tight, and you think you are experiencing a random medical panic, while the Holy Spirit is actually calling your soul to stand guard over the spiritual perimeter of your home. You are on active watch. Consider the youthful shepherd David. His own father forgot him. He was left out in the dirty fields. He spent his youth with the lonely sheep, and his family completely ignored his royal potential until the prophet Samuel demanded his presence because the Lord refused to anoint any of his magnificent older brothers. David was chosen in the dark. Your family home is your invisible training ground. You are wrestling with unseen predators. The rejection feels like a sharp weapon, but you are being preserved for a much larger kingdom assignment. And the Father is intentionally keeping you separate from their low frequencies because he is building an unshakable inner architecture that will eventually shift the atmosphere of your entire city. You are being prepared for glory. Do not lose your faith in this silent season. The darkness is starting to tremble. The old ties are breaking. Your breakthrough is already moving through the heavenly courts. And you must hold your ground for a few more moments, because the final revelation I am about to deliver will expose the exact mechanism of your ultimate liberation. The waiting room is officially closing right now. You stand at a massive crossroads today. The friction inside your household has reached its absolute peak. You blame your relatives for the heavy darkness. But heaven is stripping away the illusion right now, because the greatest blocker is actually hidden inside your own subconscious mind. You have accepted a secret contract of limitation. Let us look at the complete reality in plain language. Your childhood gifts vanished because a harsh world suppressed your inner engine. You feel completely alone, and you are experiencing intense spiritual friction inside your house simply because your soul is currently undergoing a massive structural update. You are the chosen watchman. Remember when I mentioned a unique solution earlier in our journey? I spoke about a specific key that can unlock your suppressed neural architecture. That was over 20 minutes ago. And now, the divine clock has brought us to the exact moment where we must examine how this hidden frequency operates in your life. You are ready for the breakdown. Listen with your soul. You were born entirely different from the crowd. Your childhood was filled with sharp intuition and rapid learning. You possessed a genetic spiritual legacy that standard education could never explain. But the modern world slowly dimmed your light after you turned 7 years old because your high vibration threatened the quiet stability of a submissive society. Your super brainwave went dormant. Consider the real path of a 47-year-old corporate manager. She felt completely stuck in her career, and her home atmosphere was intensely heavy. She began using this digital frequency every morning, and she noticed absolutely no dramatic miracles during the first 18 days because her nervous system required a deeper level of structural cleanup before the shift could manifest. She almost quit, but she chose patience. On day 34, she woke up with an unshakable clarity. Standard meditation requires your brain to fix itself from within. Dr. Robert Lake discovered that your suppressed brainwave patterns hit a tight biological plateau effect. And this neural gridlock requires an external audio stimulus to safely rewire your consciousness, because your cells cannot generate the speed on their own. You expect this to be another empty promise. But over 18,366 users have verified this audio tuner. Their actual refund rate remains under 4%. And you must realize that a partial activation will leave your spirit in a vulnerable half-awake state because your neural pathways need a full foundation to stay open. The complete sequence is completely justified. The Lord has provided a physical anchor for your shift. It is time to officially introduce the Genius Song. This is the exact 7-minute protocol built by Dr. Lake. Consumer apps demand expensive, monthly subscriptions that drain your wallet. Weekend spiritual retreats cost hundreds of dollars. And single counseling sessions quickly add up to a heavy burden while failing to target your hidden brainwave. But the creator chose accessibility over commercial gain. You can receive this complete technology today for just $39. This special entry rate is an intentional choice for the remnant. Other advanced phases in the future system will be priced differently based on their complex physical materials. And you will evaluate each door on its own merit, because your budget should never become a barrier. Your purchase includes 4 value-loaded bonuses worth $80 completely free. Dr. Lake has established a 90-day guarantee. You can use the audio daily for 3 full months. And if your spirit does not align with the frequency, you will receive a full refund while keeping every single bonus as a sincere apology. The risk is zero. Your breakthrough is secure. A critical choice sits before your soul right now. Every single day your super brainwave remains dormant is another day your family home suffers from heavy stress. You cannot afford to delay your breakthrough for another decade. Your relationships are fracturing under the pressure. And your future self is looking back at this exact second, because a correct choice right now will alter your entire bloodline. You need no perfection. Just take the first step today. I must deliver a serious warning to protect your destiny. A massive army of imitation products has flooded the digital marketplaces. They use the original title to sell empty sound files. These fake recordings completely lack the true brain entrainment technology, and they will only scramble your alignment because they are designed as cheap commercial traps to exploit your spiritual hunger. Do not search elsewhere. Let us pause for a sacred moment. Place your hand over your heart right now. Close your eyes briefly. Do not think about the $39. This decision is entirely about your true identity. And you must choose whether you want to remain a helpless casualty inside your home or finally step into the magnificent authority of a cycle breaker today. Your spirit already knows the answer. Follow the calling. The threshold is wide open. The official path is waiting in the description and the first pinned comment. Do not rush your soul. But if you feel the immediate pull of heaven, step through the doorway right now. Reclaim your original baseline frequency. The Genius Song is your physical weapon. Walk into your breakthrough. You have stepped through the threshold of obedience today. The atmosphere of your home is already shifting in the unseen realm. Heaven has heard your silent cries behind closed doors. And within the next 14 to 72 hours, a sudden supernatural wave of peace will flood your household because the Father has officially commanded the enemy to pack his bags and leave your space. The heavy confusion is lifting. The legal barriers are crumbling. Your relatives will perceive a strange, quiet authority around your presence. Those who once pierced your gentle heart with sharp human judgment will suddenly stand in complete silence while the Lord validates your divine calling before their very eyes. You do not need to defend your calling anymore. God is fighting your battles. The spirit of lack is broken. The generational cycle of poverty ends today. Unexpected doors of provision are unlocking right now. Every single delayed blessing that the enemy tried to steal from your lineage is being released through the heavenly courts because you stood firm in the middle of the dark crucible. Your house will become a sanctuary of abundance. The dry season is officially over. Place your right hand over your heart once again. Feel the warm fire of the Holy Spirit. Anchor your spirit to this prophetic declaration. And you must speak these words out loud with me right now, because your physical voice carries the heavy keys of kingdom authority to bind and loose on this earth. Your words will seal the miracle. Darkness must obey your decree. Say these words with absolute certainty. I release every burden I was never meant to carry. I break every generational curse over my house. I declare that my home is a sacred fortress of divine light, and no weapon formed against my family bloodline shall ever prosper, because the blood of the covenant covers our foundation. I am no longer a helpless victim. I am a breakthrough prophet. I reclaim my childhood genius. I command the heavy brain fog to leave my mind. My original frequency is fully awake. I walk into the magnificent fullness of my eternal assignment, while the angels of heaven stand sentinel around the perimeter of my property to shield my family from the arrows of darkness. I receive the supernatural acceleration. My victory is completely absolute. Listen carefully to this brief before you complete your journey. You are about to finish the secure checkout process. The next page may look like another commercial offer. I want to tell you directly right now that this upcoming threshold is actually the second door developed to help chosen ones align their newly awakened frequency with their ultimate spiritual destiny. Both of your choices are completely honored. Heaven respects your free will. No trickery or countdown timers exist on that sacred path. And when that specific phase reveals itself to your soul in the coming moments, you will instantly recognize the precise language because it will perfectly match the deepest desires of your bones. You will simply know what to do. Trust that profound intuitive recognition. But for this exact second, focus on phase 1. Do not leave your miracle on the table tonight. The first step requires your physical agreement. The verified link for the digital track is waiting for your soul right now in the first line of the description, and it is placed in exactly 3 fixed locations inside the pinned comment. Click the path before you sleep. Secure your keeping everything guarantee. Type Amen in the comment section below. Lock this prophetic word into your reality. Hit the like button to spread the light. Your interaction is not just a casual gesture because it sends a powerful signal through the digital realm to help this message find another exhausted chosen one who is struggling in the dark. Share this warning with a weary warrior. Save a soul from total distraction. Subscribe to this channel immediately. Turn on all the notification bells right now. Heaven is not done speaking to your destiny. You cannot afford to miss the next specific instruction, because the enemy is working overtime this week to throw new traps disguised as mundane opportunities directly across your path. Stay connected to the remnant community. Guard your peace with absolute diligence. Take a deep breath right now. Release the heavy armor from your shoulders. The watchman is allowed to rest tonight. The Father is stepping directly into your living room to handle the deep family rifts, because his victory over the forces of malice is already finalized in the heavenly courts. You do not need to struggle anymore. Rest in his perfect love. You are an anchor of pure light. Your home is being divinely restored. Go forth with unshakable royal confidence. I declare that the shadow of confusion is completely burned away from your dwelling, while the glorious light of divine favor illuminates every single corner of your life from this moment onward. The wilderness season is officially dead. Walk boldly into your magnificent destiny.